Speaking of cops, though, so I do want to note about this story before we watch this. I tried to research this, and this is an example of modern news media being completely fucking worthless. So the story is that these parents were they were complaining through a personal WhatsApp chat with other people and via emails to the school about issues where their disabled daughter was not getting the proper care at the school that they needed. The school told them in response to pull their kid out if they don't like it, which is very unprofessional, right? But this is the problem. This is all I have been able to find. I don't know what the WhatsApp messages contained. I don't know what the emails contained. I don't know what these parents actually said. And no, I looked at over 20 news stories from British news outlets, and no one had screenshots or even quotes of any of the things that the parents said in any of these messages, which is a very important point of this story. It's a very important point of what did they actually say? Were they saying something potentially dangerous? I am akin to assume, based on the way that people are talking about this after the fact and about how they were treated and how the charges were dropped, that this was basically, for all intents and purposes, a harassment via police case. But I don't know. I don't know if they made death threats. I don't know if they threatened to bomb the school. I don't know it because none of the fucking news outlets from the literally 50 plus news outlets that I checked between Twitter and online had any information about that. Which is the most important part of the story. But for some reason, none of these fuckers got any of that in here, which is very annoying. You are journalists. Why the fuck did you talk to this guy and get an interview and then not get a single word on what he said or what the screenshots were, you incompetent buffoons? What is going on? Would local news maybe have some info on it? I checked there too. Nothing. Not a zilch dip. I spent 20 minutes researching the story and I could not find a single fucking screenshot of any of the emails or any of the messages. Or even someone mentioning what they said. It's insane. Any both sides of the story, but Arthur, you'd have to pump out 40 or more blue check Twitter posts today. So going into this, before we watch this video, I need to note, we do not have the definitive messages of what these parents said. But based on context clues, I don't think it was that serious. I tend to believe and lean on the side that they probably were just being very belligerent and upset about the situation because their daughter is disabled. I think that is what happened. I may be wrong here. It was also a private group chat too. Yeah. That alone, that part is crazy. That someone screenshotted this private group chat and then brought it to the school, and then the school used it as justification to send 6 armed police to their house to arrest them, which is crazy. But yeah, hi Miwa. Hello Miwa. Miwa. I'm sorry that the blood moon is killing you. I heard that the blood moon is destroying you. I saw we. I pat your tummy. I pat your tummy so that it's better. But all right. So that's important to note before we get into this video and start watching it, that we are missing some context. I believe I understand. Well, I believe what I think the context is, but take things with a grain of salt here.
6 police officers came to my house and arrested me. Why? Because I'd been talking about my daughter's school on a WhatsApp group. It was the morning of Wednesday, the 29th of January, about 11:45. I was on a Zoom call for a work project, when on my Zoom screen, in the little window where I saw my own face, I realized that 2 police officers were standing behind me. Another 2 police officers were arresting my partner, Rosalind, in front of Francesca, our 3-year-old daughter. They bundled us into the police cars and took us off to custody at Stevenage Police Station, where we remained for the next 12 hours. He arrested me on suspicion of harassment and malicious communications, and it was to do with a dispute with our daughter's primary school, which began with posts on a WhatsApp group. On the 23rd of November, 2023,
Did this article come in your searches? Did this have any of the screenshots in it? Hold on. Okay, a police chief has criticized the decision to arrest 2 parents over a school WhatsApp group chat, but officers warned a counselor she could be next if she continues helping them. Times radio producer Mixon Allen, 50, and his partner Russell Libby, 46, were arrested on suspicion of harassment and malicious communications after a trivial dispute. CCTV footage showing 6 uniformed police officers descending onto their suburban home before they were led away in front of their crying daughter. After a 5-week investigation, Horace Fire Cottonbury finally concluded there was no case to answer. In the aforementioned the fiasco, the former police and crime commissioner Jonathan Ash Edwards said it shouldn't have become a police matter, and he took aim at the decision in which has caused public uproar. He said, while people should be courteous to go through the proper channels when raising concerns about a public service, the public should be able to express their views without worrying they'll get a knock at the door from the police. What do you mean? You're literally the police. Is it a different police office? Or he hasn't said what any of the messages are. Nobody has shared the messages. Okay. No one has shared the messages. That's a big key fucking issue for me, honestly. I want to see what the fuck they said.
Head teacher of my daughter's primary school announced he would retire. But what seemed strange to me was the Board of Governors decided immediately to appoint the deputy head as acting head 10 months later without even advertising the job. So I made some inquiries. I contacted the chair of governors in private and in good faith and asked her to explain what a rationale was and what was going to happen. Her response, in my opinion, was rather evasive. So I asked again, and I wrote to all the governors asking them to explain what was happening and why they decided to do that. I posted that letter in a WhatsApp group. It's a private parents' WhatsApp group. Like most parents, we chunted about a few things. One thing we talked about on that group was a letter from the school commanding all parents not to talk about the school on Facebook or social media or WhatsApp groups.
Okay, that's deranged. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. You can't. What kind of ridiculous, insane overreach is that? What?
We thought that was a bit off. My partner, Rosalind, made a handful of vaguely spicy comments. She referred to one school leader as a control freak.
Oh, wait. Here's an actual screenshot. Okay. Yes, blank manipulates people into thinking she's their buddy. Then they spy on her. She's a control freak. Oh, that's not... Okay. That's a personal opinion. All right. That's not a threat of any kind.
She said the chair of governors did.
Can you imagine what the action is they say they'll take? Hello, 999. One of the school moms said something mean about me in a school mom WhatsApp group. Please, can you arrest them? Oh, my God. The whole thing seems to be like it's an HOAT or corruption story where they use the whole criticizing thing as a I have power and will make you regret it moment. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah. No, okay. This is not a matter of they made like bomb threats or said they were going to kill somebody and then they sent the police to them. No, they literally just criticized them and were talking shit.
Didn't know much about anything. Out of the blue, on the 12th of July last year, the chair of governors wrote to Rosalind and me. She accused us of posting disparaging and inflammatory comments on WhatsApp and Facebook. And she warned us that if we didn't stop, she would ban us from our daughter's school. So we pushed back. We complained. We denied the accusations. We complained that they'd been accessing our messages. And 2 days later, they banned us from the school. Now, this ban had really serious implications for our daughter, Sasha. She has epilepsy, she's disabled, she has special needs. We weren't allowed to have normal conversations with the school. We could only send emails. So we had to send emails about everything our daughter needed for her health and education. We were going through the school's formal...
Oh, so she was still going to the school, but they literally physically banned them from being on property. That is an utter power move. This is a complete complete, like, abuse of power craziness move. Yeah, this is nuts.
Complaints policy. And then on the 20th December, there was a knock on the door. It was a police officer. He told me in no uncertain terms not to contact the school, not to speak to anybody about the head teacher recruitment issue. He even told me to take my daughter out of the school. In the end, we gave up, I suppose. We took Sasha out of the school. 5 days later, the police turned up.
What? What? Wait. The sequence of events was that they bullied them out of the school. They bullied them out of the school. And then after they had already left and they were gone, then they sent the cops after them? That's just malicious.
When we were finally interviewed, the detective, who'd had no previous involvement with the case, he turned out not to have any evidence of those alleged crimes. He had no documents, he had no first-hand account.
What?
He just had a vague statement from the acting head teacher at the school. It was Kafkaesque. It was surreal. It was bizarre. It was horrific. Eventually, we were put on police bail and discharged at midnight. We got a £75 cab back to our house in Borehamwood. About 2 or 3 days later, a kind of PTSD began to kick in. I mean, did that really happen? Even now, 2 months later, when I see a police car go by somewhere near our house, I shudder. I think, are they coming back for us again? Eventually, we got a call from the detective in charge of the case. He said to Rosalind, "We're taking it no further. I have found no evidence for these offences." And that was it. It was over. And even now, we still don't know what we're meant to have said or done, which was so terrible or justified sending 6 police officers to our house.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're the first parents to get our collars felt by the police for putting a school's nose out of joint, but I hope we're the last.
Hertfordshire Police has said, following reports of harassment and malicious communications, which are criminal offences, a man and a woman from Borehamwood, both aged in their 40s, were arrested on Wednesday, 29 January. The arrests were necessary to fully investigate the allegations, as is routine in these types of matters.
How was it necessary, you fucking pigs? What the fuck? No! The investigation, you look at the fucking messages and you determine if they're dangerous threats or not. What is wrong with the UK, dude? What is wrong with your shithole country? What the fuck? This is crazy! If someone threatens somebody's life on through a group chat, sure, yeah, I could understand. But like saying mean things on the internet, getting arrested for it, that's nuts.
Following further
freedom of speech is good, actually.
Investigations, officers deemed that no further action should be taken due to insufficient evidence. A spokesperson for Hertfordshire County Council said an interim head was appointed for the one term to allow time for a proper recruitment process to be carried out. The role was advertised publicly and the recruitment was supported by external professional advisors. We are confident that this was a fair, transparent and timely process.
Dude, all over just some person getting put into a leadership position temporarily. All this.
A Cowley Hill primary school spokesperson has said, "We sought advice from..."
Like getting arrested for calling a police horse gay.
The police following a high volume of direct correspondence and public social media posts from 2 parents, as this was becoming upsetting for staff, parents and governors. We're always happy for parents to raise...
The malicious communications of 1988. An act to make provision for the punishment of persons who send or deliver letters or other articles for the purpose of causing distress or anxiety. That is so fucking vague. It's ridiculous.
Concerns, but we do ask that they do this in a suitable way and in line with the school's published complaints procedure.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Holy man. What a disaster. What a nightmare. What a horrible country. God, holy fuck. Imp is stinky, and Arthur sends a SWAT team to my house. Won't be surprised if the school gets shut down over this, honestly. I don't know, man. I'm just used to schools, agencies, anyone with a position of power always getting away with shit like this. This is why you got to start your letter off by saying, we are trying to reach out to you about your car accident warranty. Man. Are the we've shut down schools for less? Really? Well, I hope, honestly, I kind of hope so. I hope that everyone involved, I hope that every single person in the leadership of this school who signed off on this and reported this can never get a job in teaching ever again. This is crazy. Bet nickel for every time a journalist has ended up in a group chat leading to exposing breathtaking incompetence and gaslighting on the part of the government. Oh, man. Infuriating. Okay, what is this? So this is some kind of baseball thing that was given to me. There's a reason you have a massive drop in children going to school in recent years. Here, man, what the fuck? This is actually nuts. It's crazy the difference, right? Of like in America, teachers are fucked over and like not cared about, and apparently in the UK, teachers are crazy.